What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm actually kind of excited to show you guys this war. A little bit of a different team. So as you guys can see, Sparky and Blade are not on here. I actually brought in Magic and Ghost. Unduped, no suicides, no synergies. Alright, first up we got node 10. This is a power gain node. I think it's just 50%, and it turns out it's going to be a voodoo, but pretty sure I was going to use magic regardless who it would have been. Yeah, so it's rank 4 versus rank 5, and I'm not sure, it might be because of the resonate mastery. This fight was going, it actually took a while for me to take this fight. Plus, I'm not running Mystic Dispersion either. So, yeah, it's just kind of a long fight, and I was not getting any crits either. So, as you can see there, she didn't crit twice with her SP2. One crit there, and only did basically like 6k for an SP2. So, yeah, I don't know why, but this fight for me, it just took forever. But yeah, I mean, we're halfway there. It's just this fight felt like it took a while, and it's kind of like one of the reasons I stopped using magic. But I guess all the people running magic middle lane are boosting big and using those mystic mystic power gain boosts, and as on top of the Morningstar synergy. Which I've heard does wonders for magic. Personally, I'm not using it. But yeah, eventually you take him down. It took me a minute and a half, but he's down. Next up, now this is the reason I had both Ghost and Magic on the team. If it was a Thor Ragnarok, I was going to use Magic. I actually completely forgot I even had Magic until I was deciding. But yeah, so if it was Thor Ragnarok, I would take in Magic. If it was Korg or any other kind of skill champion, I would take in Ghost. So it does end up being a Thor Ragnarok. I plugged it into the calculator, and chances were it was a Thor Ragnarok. Plus, he was on his profile as well. So yeah, just gotta take this fight slow and bait his SP1s. Though Ragnarok is actually pretty trigger happy when it comes to the SP1. So that's one thing to note. I'm not sure if he's still bugged on the all or nothing node where he just randomly throws his SP1. But yeah, even if you're like in variant and you're fighting him there, he still like just randomly throws his SP1 like just about whenever he wants. I don't know. This fight is actually kind of long. As you see, I've spanned like 3 SP2s already, and yeah. But I mean, then again, it is a rank 4 versus rank 5. But I mean, even still, I just don't think it should take that long. You'll see at the end the combo hits, but then again, it's. I don't know, it might be the resonate that's kind of killing me, because you can see he's healing for 207, 123 when it's only the power lock. So it's just kind of hard not to not run resonate when I run void all the time. So that may be something I might want to look into, just because this did make the fight super long. So for people who ask if willpower is still good, yeah, definitely in lines for defense, especially if they place the champs in 6-7 for void players. Well, I guess it depends, but yeah, I mean, I run Resonate, as you guys know, all the time. So does Brian Grant. I know a couple other players that run Resonate too. But yeah, it's just made the fight super long. See, over 100 hits. And this guy's still not down. And this is actually like the boring part about the war, just because this fight was pretty long. As you can see, under a minute left, and I just gotta hit him like once or twice more. And there we go. Thor Ragnarok is down 127 hits, which is pretty insane. Alright, so that was node 16. On to node 23. I wasn't too sure who this was going to be, but regardless of who it was going to be, I was going to go in with Void. And so with Void, if you're going to fight a Masochism path, you either have to play around Masochism with your parries, or you have to run Resonate. And hope you get lucky within your 5-hit combo that you trigger Resonate to so that it gets consumed by Masochism, so that either your SP1 or your Intimidating Presence on the timer gets absorbed. So the first parry doesn't matter. You should use it just to not take as much damage. As you can see there, I like to punish mediums after the first or second hit, whichever one is the fastest, just so you don't lose as much time or as much spacing as well. If you ever watch people doing Arena, more specifically, I learned this actually from Brian Grant. When he ever did Arena, he would punish heavies like in the middle of the animation, which for me, like when I first started, it was kind of amazing. But now it's yeah, if you're if you play a lot of Arena, you eventually get used to the animations, and you kind of get the dexterity for it. Anyways, this fight is a little bit of a longer one, and I do mess up here because I didn't exactly punish in time. I should have done a 5-hit combo, and then I should have gone for an SP1. But it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna be using my SP2. Unfortunately, it gets absorbed, obviously, both of the debuffs, but I'm not too worried about it. I just need to get through this fight whichever way possible. Alright, so going for a 5-hit combo, throw my SP1, and he's in SP2. SP2 honestly is better for me to evade just because I can punish it afterwards. And yeah, so he's going down nice and slowly. I just gotta hit him once. There you go. So yeah, he's almost down, and I can just wait, and he dies. Alright, so now to the meaty part. This is actually the part that I was most interested about. So I have a rank 5 thing right here on node 29, and on node 29, so I'm not sure which champions are capable of doing it. I feel like Havoc would be very good at it. Throw an SP3 with those mutant boosts, and I know Void can do it as well. But the thing is that it gets kind of triggered with Void because you not only have to time your debuffs with Masochism, but you also have to time the rock charges, because if you mess up the timing or the count, you can find yourself stuck in the corner. And one thing I've been learning about Thing is one of the most important things is probably trying to push into the SP2 instead of baiting the SP1. And now the reason for this is because baiting the SP1, you'll run out of room so fast, and it'll actually mess you up more, and you'll lose more health as well. Now, if you're baiting the SP2s, it's two simple evades, and it's really not that complicated. Now, I feel as well that Thing is also a lot easier on node 29 because of the power gain. You don't have to time the rock charges as much because Aspect of Evolution gives them more power gain the more times they cross a bar of power. So many times I'll just even though like I'll have one hit left, I won't worry about it too much because I know I can just make him cross the next bar of power relatively easily. As you can see, I'm not baiting unless he's almost at an SP3. Now here I'm kind of in a pickle, but he's almost at another bar, so I'm gonna bait an SP1 after I hit into his block. But as you can see, I'm not baiting specials at all. I'm just trying to get him to the next bar of power. So whichever one it is, if he has 15 charges, then I bait a special. But otherwise, I'm not gonna go out of my way to bait only an SP1, especially because the SP2 is much easier to evade, and you don't lose as much spacing. Now this is where the fight gets a little bit ramps up a little bit. You'll see how Thing will just degen for a ton of health. So as you can see, degenning for like 800 per tick too. So yeah, and now I just let him degen and hit into his block, and he's down. So I did end up max boosting there, as you guys saw at the start, but I really don't feel like I needed it. And we have another thing on power shield as well. The guy only had Sparky and Blade, and yeah, first attempt failed. But as you guys saw, I had 45,000 health left out of 57, so I think even with the 20% I would have been fine. But you never know, so yeah. Anyways, got Thing here. This thing is actually one of the easier things I fought. Probably because, again, that power gain issue that you have on regular nodes, you don't have to worry about it as much, because yeah, you can just get him to throw his specials so much more easily, and you don't have to time rock charges as well. And even if they do cross that, if they don't cross it, you can hit into the block, and because of the power gain, you can just hit into their block too. Alright, so I am gonna throw an SP2 here. Just gonna bait special attack. You can see, just trying to bait mostly the SP2s. Throw my SP2, and yeah, because I'm gonna have him throw his specials pretty often, and this kind of gives me a pretty long duration on making sure he has debuffs on that cause him to degen just about all times. Throw my SP1 again, and yeah, as soon as protection is gone, you guys will see like he degens for a lot. You can see there, like he's dropping, man, and Thing goes down. So that was like actually pretty high, because now we know Void is such a good answer to him there. And next, the guy who was supposed to take this node, he was at work, and he just got off his lunch, so he couldn't go back in. And I'm still max boosted. I popped a 150% tech boost, so I was like, screw it, dude, let's just go for it. I'm not gonna wait for him, because we have other people who have things to do as well. So going with Ghost, unduped, man. So it's kind of like, it's so sketchy for me, especially because no synergies, no suicides or anything. It's just raw Ghost, and at rank 4 as well. Alright, so I bait an SP1 here, and the plan is to get to an SP2, obviously, but I also have to get some buffs on me, because Ghost, without any synergies, without the suicides, at rank 4, it just doesn't hit enough for me to take advantage of the 150% tech boost. So as you can see there, I got a Fury into Cruelties, did a pretty good amount of damage. Just gonna do one more heavy block, and there we go. Bam, so sick. Honestly, probably one of my funnest words I've had in a little while. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.